Hello, welcome to the Strong and Sober Podcast, episode 27. My name is Maddie, right there. This is my sweet new Silent Hill shirt that I got from my sister for winter solstice. And joining me, as always, is my ever smiling co host. He is the reason the Stranger Things finale felt so unfulfilling, Mr. Lucas Weaver.
Yeah, what up?
Yeah, most people don't know that the reason that Mike and Elle didn't end up together is because Elle secretly ran away to be with the Weaver Fever.
Yeah, she's still
Yep.
with me too.
Yeah, she is. Don't let these nerds find out where you live because they'll they'll come gunning for you.
Do you think they're gonna have another finale on the
Bro,
seventh?
I 100% believe it. And this episode is going to come out on the 7th. So like either we'll find out real quick if I just bought into all the hype or
Yeah,
like because at first I don't want to geek out on Stranger Things, but at first I'm like, dude, that was kind of a disappointing finale. And of course, my wife is like, no, I loved it. It's so great. I wish Elle and Mike would have ended up together. And then like the things start trickling in, and it's like, dude,
yeah,
it's like, okay, you guys are reaching, like, man, the finale wasn't that bad where you have to rewrite your own finale. And then it starts making a little more sense,
yep,
and then everybody's like, oh, the Duffer brothers aren't those good of writers. But like, it's to the point where there is so much information that points to there being another episode. And just like even like Netflix from around the world, like Netflix UK and Netflix Korea, they're posting things that are basically teasing there's going to be an episode tomorrow.
yeah,
So
yeah,
if there's not an episode tomorrow or today when this comes out, people are going to burn it down, bro.
yeah, yeah,
So if they didn't film another episode, they better put one together real quick.
yeah. Because it's gonna either go down as a failure or like the greatest of all
Dude,
time.
exactly. Exactly. Much like this podcast, but we still got a lot of time ahead of us. We have not announced our finale now or anytime soon. But with every ending must come a new beginning, and that's kind of the topic of today's show. Oh, before we get into that, how was your Christmas and your New Year's?
It was good, dude. I just pretty much stayed home. On my New Year's, I my homie had he usually has a Christmas party, but it fell on New Year's this year, so I spent a little time with them. I s- I spent time with my girl at around midnight, but I didn't really do anything. How about you?
Well, Christmas made me want to drink.
Oh, really?
this is this was the first time where I was like, I feel like I need a fucking drink. Like, dude, it's not even a thought in my head anymore, but like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm somebody that romanticizes a lot of things, and especially Christmas. My grandfather did a really good job of making Christmas really special for us. And once he wasn't around anymore, the magic started to wear off. And I've been chasing that magic my whole life. And it's just not there, man. Like, with the world being what it is, and my wife is very anti-Christmas. My family, like, they still want to get together and do things for Christmas, but it just doesn't feel the same, and it shouldn't. Like, we're all adults, like, there's no kids in the picture except, my niece and nephew, but they're 1 and like 2 months.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. And it was very stressful.
But you needed,
uh,
like you said the word need, like you felt
I
the
I felt the need.
uh
I felt like, bro, I want a double whiskey or a double bourbon right now, just to kind of like just calm myself down. Like, obviously I didn't, like, but man, like, the urge was there. I was just like, I want to just, ooh, if I had one, I'd have 12, but I was like, I feel like I need at least one right now,
it
which is
just
a
it shows that you like 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, you could still get it. You could still get that little that urge of the creature.
well, that's the thing, man. And the holidays are really hard on people,
Yeah.
and so that's kind of what's leading us into this show is we hear it every year. If you're like me, you hate hearing it. The phrase new year, new me. and why that usually fails. Um, every year we all want to do something better for ourselves, whether it's lose weight or get in shape or get a new job or travel more. And everybody looks to do it on the first of the year. And it's why the gym is always packed. It's why suddenly, I make ads for a living. And so that's why around this time of the year, you would think after Christmas, there's not a whole lot of ad work coming in. Bro, creatine, workout equipment, Lululemon,
Oh yeah,
skincare products, all of that stuff to better yourself, all of that stuff is hitting right now.
for sure. That makes sense.
Yeah. And unfortunately, most of those resolutions fail. So today we're going to talk about a little bit why those resolutions fail, why people decide that they want to start on January 1st. And maybe get in a little bit of our own goals for the new year. So every year people say new year, new me, and by February they hate themselves again. Maybe not hate themselves again, but they're at least mad at themselves.
They're out of the gym.
Yeah, they're out of the gym. They were like, I went, I tried it, it's not for me. Maybe I tried vegan, it's not for me. So this episode is not about motivation, it's about systems, identity, and realism. Because honestly, you could have the motivation and still fail, and it's not your fault entirely. But there are things that you can do to help further ensure your possibility of success. So January doesn't change your habits. You change your habits. And I think the biggest reason that it fails is because people aren't ready to do the thing. We've talked about this a lot on the show. You can't force a drug addict to quit. You can't force somebody to quit drinking. You can't force somebody to lose weight. They have to get to a point where they realize that what they're doing is no longer sustainable. When you quit drinking, did you say, I'm going to quit drinking in 3 weeks' time?
Yeah, like the first 5 years, but not the final time.
Exactly. You said, oh, maybe after my homie's party. Oh, maybe after my birthday. Maybe after, Cinco de Drinko, I'm going to
Yeah.
quit drinking. And every time it failed. Because
Yep.
if you were ready to do it, you would have done it right then and there.
Anytime I ever planned for anything, it failed. It had to just come like it was like just the final straw. That's how it's always worked for me. But every time I play, like every time I was like January 1st, it's never worked. So I specifically wait. Like I'll choose a day that's not January 1st. Like I'll do like a January 3rd or something, just because it's never worked for me. But even just planning, it's always like the final straw is where I like make up my mind to actually do it.
Well, it's because that's when you're ready.
Yeah.
When you're my ex-wife had one time told me that she wanted to quit smoking weed. And this was the beginning of a giant fight because I told her, "No, you don't." And she and she got super pissed and she's like, "How are you going to tell me that what I want to do and what I don't want to do?" And I said, "Well, if you wanted to quit, you would do it."
Yeah.
I said, I wanted to lose weight. And guess what? I took my ass to the gym. I changed my eating habits. I lost weight. I wanted to go back to school and get my degree. And guess what? I took my ass to school and I got my degree. It's like, you say you want to smoke weed or quit smoking weed, but yet you just bought weed. You woke up and you smoked this morning. And I understand that it's an addiction,
Yeah.
like a lot of other things, but I told her straight up. And that's the thing is people aim for January 1st because January 1st feels like a psychological reset. And it's because it's what's called a temporal landmark. So basically it's a starting point that you can agree on, a starting point that feels right. People like clean lines, people like organization. And January 1st feels like a clean line. And
Yeah.
there, and there's a lot that goes with it too. There's social momentum because everybody else is like restarting at the same time. You know, I bet you could go outside and throw a rock and hit 10 people who said, January 1st, I'm going to do this. you know, January 1st means the new me. And I've done that. I've done that before. I've said, oh, starting January 1st, I'm going to finally lose weight, or I'm going to get a better job, or I'm going to get better at guitar, or something like that. It's
Yeah,
where,
there's been many times where it's just anything that I had to stop, like I said earlier, but I also had to stop like explaining what I'm gonna do, because every time I explain like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, it just never works. It's like I'm setting myself up for failure. So it's
yeah.
like it's like I can't plan it, and then I can't, and then if I do plan it in my head, I can't publicize it, because it's just, for some reason, it just never works that way for me. You just gotta lock in and put your head down, lock in, and just consistency. That's
Well,
the best way.
and like we've talked about before, the power of quiet quitting,
Yeah.
like we've asked some of our guests, when you decided to quit, did you tell people like, hey, I'm going to stop doing meth, or hey, I'm going to stop drinking, or hey, I'm going to lose weight, or did you kind of just do it?
Yeah.
And the people that have been successful just did it, and they told people after they did it.
Yeah, some people say accountability helps them, but for me, it doesn't help. It doesn't help me. It just gives me an excuse to stop.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And accountability can help you,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
it needs to help you to change your habits and not be a crutch. I mean,
Yeah,
I personally am guilty of this with my personal trainer. Like I know that I can do it myself. I know that I can get into the gym. I know that I can eat better, and I know that I can lose the weight and get the muscle. And I was doing great working with Jordan up until July when I took that break. And then from July to September, bro, I put on 25 to 30 pounds. It was like I was on a bulk without trying.
yeah,
And then I was just like, oh, it's because I didn't have Jordan here for the accountability. I didn't have him holding my hand through the whole process. I didn't have somebody checking in on me every day. And that's bullshit. Like, I'm the one that needs to be checking in on myself, because
yeah,
I know that I have the skills, I have the ability to. If Jordan was there at the beginning of my journey, he could have been a great help. And he was a great help this time again. But I'm the one that messed up. And it wasn't because he wasn't there. It was because I allowed myself to forget what I learned and forget what I already knew and just do whatever felt good.
yeah.
And
And just get his feedback. Like you were relying on his feedback instead of just doing it.
yeah, it got to the point. It's like people who do Duolingo and just keep doing it every day just to keep the streak up versus learning the lesson.
Like,
It's like, oh, I can't have that little cartoon owl get mad at me. So I have to log in and do the smallest lesson I can. Like, you don't want to learn the language. You want to
yeah,
keep up the streak. And that's the thing. A lot of people look at January as a chance to close the book on who they were and open up a new chapter in their life. And the resolutions, God, and I hate the term resolutions. Like it just seems like something that's destined to fail. I personally like to use the word goals. These are my
yeah,
goals for the year. And resolutions are almost always about identity. It's I want to be somebody who eats better. I want to be somebody who works out. I want to be somebody who looks good in a bathing suit. And it's never about, I want to be somebody who can do this. I
yeah,
want to be able to do this. So that's a little bit about why people choose January 1st, because it feels like a good starting point. There's social support because everyone else is changing. And it feels just like a good line. It feels nice and neat and organized. And like, this is what you're supposed to do because society has told you new year,
this is
new
how you do
me.
it.
Yeah. Leave everything behind you from last year.
Yeah.
This is
And
your chance to start again.
yeah. And I mean, it's the same thing every year. But have you ever, like, do your resolutions, do they usually work?
Um, I mean, I have some that work and some that don't.
Yeah.
And we'll get into why they don't.
Yeah.
Some of them I just don't put in the effort that I need to. Um, some of them have failed because I was too vague, which spoiler, is the number one reason why why these fail is because your resolutions are just that. They are too vague. They are not goals. They are not specific. Like if you say, I want to lose weight, well, that's great. But you could have 364 days that go by. And if you've lost 2 pounds, you might chalk it up as a win because technically you lost weight, but you're
Yeah.
still going to be in the same spot you were a year prior. But if you say, I want to lose 20 pounds in the next 4 months, now you have a goal. Now you have an end date. Now you have something tangible that you can look at and track. You can say, oh man, okay, I'm already through January and I actually gained 2 pounds. Now I need to lose 22 pounds. I really need to dial in. And it can allow you to look back at the month and say, well, how much did I exercise? Did I really take into consideration my calories? What did I do that wasn't working that I could then change?
Yeah, and just writing it down too. Like you said, pick the or like have like instead of just saying I want to lose weight and you plan for it, but writing it down and then go back and read what you wrote down and like the steps you took and stuff like that, it helps out a lot too.
Well, and look at people who do things like dry January. Like dry January to me, I want to say it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, but like I really hope deep down in my heart that some people that do dry January might like the way they feel at the end of January. But if you're going to take an entire month off of drinking, whether you want to admit it or not, that's part of you telling yourself, I have to do something about my drinking. My
Yeah.
drinking has gotten to a point where I need to take a month to curb that. And then you do the work, you get through the hardest part of it, and then you just go back to drinking again. And then you go through 11 months of drinking, and then you say, for this 1 month, I'm going to treat my body the way it deserves to be treated.
Yeah, that 1 month isn't. I mean, it's cool. Dry January is cool, but like you at least need 3 months to actually feel the what like feel the sobriety. Like because if you've been drinking for years and then you take a month off, like you're still gonna be like sluggish. You know, your body's not gonna be performing at its like highest potential. It's still gonna be like not up to like par, you know? So you need at least 2 or 3 months to actually feel the results of not drinking. I
Yeah.
that's what
Well, if you spend an entire year taking a piss into a swimming pool, it's going to take a long time for that filter to cycle all the urine out. And
yeah,
that's the same as your body. If you keep putting alcohol in it, yeah, we're going off on a tangent, like, but the too vague thing.
yeah,
So people are too vague. They have goals like, I want to be healthier. Well, what does being healthier mean? You could just maybe smoke one less cigarette a day and that could be considered healthy. You say lose weight. Well, you don't have a goal that's a specific, tangible goal in mind. You could say, I want to work out. Well, is it enough to work out for 10 minutes a day once a week? No, it's not. And that's why your goal is going to fail. If you set an actual goal, I want to work out 3 days a week at least for an hour a day, or I want to walk 15 minutes every morning. I want to walk 20 minutes every night. I want to ride a bike 5 miles 2 times a week. You stand a much better chance of achieving those goals if you can actually look back and see whether you did it in the time that you're supposed to do it.
yeah. And
Uh,
just with that too is consistency. Like you got to do them every day. You can't miss it.
well, see, and that leads into to the second reason that a lot of these resolutions fail is because most people have an all or nothing mindset. So they think that if they go one day without working out, they failed and then they can give up. They feel like if they have one treat meal, then they can just say, oh, well, I messed up. I'll start again. And then the thing is, they don't start again right away.
No.
It's not like, oh man, like, first of all, with working out, you have to miss days. You have to take recovery days. You have to listen to your body because otherwise you're going to injure yourself. And then guess what? You're going to take a whole bunch of time off. But if you have a treat meal, and even if you feel guilty about it afterwards, which you shouldn't because you need to enjoy life and you need to enjoy food, start again right away. If you have a big lunch, if you have a few slices of pizza for lunch, that doesn't mean, okay, well, I already messed up today. I need to go through the rest of the day eating candy and going to In and Out. Well, some of you don't have In and Out, going to McDonald's, and just throw it off or say, oh, well, it's Friday evening and I messed up. I guess I'll start again on Monday. No, start right now. It doesn't mean that you've ruined the whole thing or you need to spiral just because you missed one day or you messed up one day.
I don't have that issue. Like when I say I take like a cheat meal or I like miss a workout, my brain doesn't say like, oh, like I'm not like not now I could quit. Like I just start quitting more and more as it just you know what I'm saying like the weeks go like I never have it in my mind where I'm like, oh, now I like since I did this I'm not gonna do it anymore. It's always like, okay, I missed this day, and then like 4 days later I'll miss another day, and then like 2 weeks later I'll miss like a whole week. It always like builds. That I know people are different, but that's how it is for me. Like it's my mind isn't telling me to like oh since I'm not quitting. It's just but I end up quitting. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
weird.
No, I totally get what you're saying. Like I see myself like Sisyphus, the guy that's constantly pushing the rock up the hill.
Yeah,
My weight loss journey is pushing that rock up the hill. My sobriety is pushing that rock up that hill for
yeah,
the rest of my life. And
yeah.
the
That's a
thing
good way to
is, if I have like one bad meal, it's realistically the rock's not going to go anywhere. If I allow myself to eat like an idiot for an entire week, the rock's going to go a little bit down the hill and I'm just going to have to push it right back up the hill.
yeah,
Some things are more severe. If you are quitting drugs or you're quitting drinking and you do some meth or you have, a drink, that rock's going to go way down that hill. And then you have to start all over again. And
it's
that's
gonna
the
be
thing.
like Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Just the thing is to remember how far you've come up the hill already. You're not
Yeah,
starting over every single time. You've already made progress. We had I talked about how we had a friend of the show that wound up going back to drinking and they immediately regretted it. And after one night, they're, I think, on like day 20 right now. And realizing all of the progress they'd already made, they were like, I have done this before. I've made it further than this. I need to keep going. And I really think, I hate to say, I think they needed that drink to really drive home that this is what they wanted, but they seem so much more locked in now. They were
oh really?
locked in before, but they seem so much more locked in now. And I got a homie who's been straight edge for 32 years who just broke edge, which blows my mind.
No way.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him about it to like get the full extent of it, but I know he's at least smoking cigarettes, which like it's crazy. This dude was in like straight edge hardcore bands, and I'm like, wait, what? But okay. Reason number 3 that resolutions fail: motivation dependence. Motivation is fleeting. You may be super motivated one day. I'm going to go in, I'm going to kill it. But motivation fades. Systems don't. If you have a system in place to ensure that you're going to continue your success, and part of it is what we've talked about, setting sustainable goals, setting goals that you can actually look at and saying, I'm this close versus, oh, yeah, I guess I'm working out, so I'm doing my goal. Having sustainable goals, having a routine. I'm going to wake up and the first thing I'm going to do before I eat breakfast is go for a walk, or I'm going to every day at 10 o'clock, I'm going to do 100 push-ups. Whatever it is, if you have a system in place that is going to help you guide your goals, you're going to have a much greater chance of success.
Yep.
Because I mean, I'm sure you've lost motivation some days. I lose motivation almost every day, you
Yeah,
know?
I definitely do. And then the system is key, but the system and consistency, because without the system, you can't be consistent.
Yeah. And the more fail safes you have in place, okay, perfect example. Today, I woke up and I went on a walk with my dog. I do about 4 miles with my dog every morning. Today was supposed to be leg day, and I was really sick over the weekend. And like, I still feel like I'm a little weak. So I was like, I don't think, based on what I have to do today, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to take today off from the gym, but I'm going to hot yoga later. Oh yeah, I've been doing hot yoga for like 4 or 5 weeks, bro. That shit is fire.
Like you like
But
it?
oh, it's dude, it's so dope. I come out of there more sweaty than I have from ever having a workout. I mean, maybe not ever, but like I'm dripping sweat, dude. Today my quad was on fire, but like that's the thing is I have all of these things set up where it's like I know that I should probably do leg day, but my body doesn't feel it right now. But I know that I did my 4 miles this morning. I know that I have my hour of hot yoga, where, by the way, I burn like 600 calories per session. I have my hot yoga later tonight, and I'm going to throw in another 1 hour walk in the middle of the day just so I can burn more calories.
Yeah,
So that's a system. I have the things that I do. So if one thing isn't motivating enough, then I have all these other things to fall back on.
yeah, I didn't think about that, but that's just a lot as it is. Maybe the hot yoga and leg day, kind of.
Dude, yeah, yesterday between the gym, the hot yoga, and my walk, I burned, I think it was 1,900 calories just doing exercise.
Damn.
Your boy's locking in this year, son. Locking in.
I was gonna say your face is like glowing. It's like, is it from the yoga?
I
From the
do. I literally about 2 hours before we started the show got back from hot yoga.
yeah,
Like I was rushing to make dinner while the food was in the oven. I hopped in the shower, took a quick shower.
yeah. I know it's good. It's good for your skin for
Oh,
sure.
it's great.
It tightens it up too.
Yeah, which your boy needs because I'm starting to look a bit like Willie Nelson here.
No,
Uh,
you're not.
uh, reason number four is no obstacle planning. People don't have just like we just discussed. People don't have things set in place for if something gets in their way. If life happens, if you have to go on a work trip and you may not have access to a gym, if you're plant based and you go somewhere where there's not plant based foods, what are you going to do? Most people don't plan for those kind of things. If you are somebody who is struggling with alcoholism and you go out to a bar because your friend's having a birthday party at a bar, what are you going to do? Are you able to be in that situation? Are you going to tell yourself, well, I can have one, it's not that bad. People don't plan, they plan for the perfect week. They don't plan for a stressful one. I planned on Christmas with my family being somewhat enjoyable. It stressed me out. And I left there being like, I need a drink. Like, I want a drink so bad.
Oh, it was after.
Oh, yeah,
I thought.
no, it was after. Yeah. Like, I won't get into the whole like reasoning behind it, but there was like basically everything that happened that day just annoyed me. And I
Yeah.
was like, you know, I was promised biscuits and gravy. I was promised vegan biscuits and gravy. And I show up and guess what there was? Zero vegan food. Zero. There was carrots. Your boy's not eating carrots on Christmas. Come on. I was mad. I was very mad. It was a very pissy day. Uh, the the fifth and final reason that these fail is because it's identity lag. You're acting like someone you don't yet believe you are, and you feel fake. That's the thing. So you think I'm somebody who goes to the gym now. It's January 1st. This is me. I'm a gym rat. And when you walk into that gym, you don't feel like somebody who goes to the gym. You feel like a stranger in a strange land. You don't feel like somebody who takes care of their body yet. So you start getting imposter syndrome. And then you suddenly start thinking, I shouldn't be here. People are looking at me. I don't belong here, because habits change identity, not the other way around. So if you go to the gym and you start just putting in the work, guess what? You suddenly become somebody who goes to the gym and somebody who works out. Telling yourself that you're somebody who works out isn't going to make it true. Telling yourself you're somebody who can stop drinking doesn't mean it's true. We've all met people who say, "Oh, I could stop drinking anytime I want. I could stop cigarettes anytime I want." But you're either admitting that you don't want to, or you're admitting that you can't.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If you could, you would. And that's what I always say about everything, about relationships, about weight loss, about quitting something, about starting something. If you want to, you will find a way. If your friend cared about you and wanted to be a part of your life, they would find a way to reach out to you. They would find a way to support you. You know, if you wanted to go back to school and get a degree and get a better job, you would find a way. Oh, but I have kids. I don't have time.
The
Thousands, yeah, thousands of people have found a way. There's night school, there's online classes, there's babysitters. Oh, I don't have money for a babysitter. Okay, cool. Call a family member, do something. There is a way. If you want to, you know, it's like that saying, where there's a will, there's a way. If
yeah.
you want to, you will.
Yeah. And doors open when you least expect it to. You could always figure it out.
And if the door doesn't open, kick that motherfucker down.
Yep.
Like, that's the mentality you need to have. So now we'll do a little bit of our own goals. You know, we're going to turn our goals into systems. So Luke's got some goals that he's got here. You know, so why don't you tell us what your goals
I
for
actually had
2026?
I have a few goals, but I do have a question. Like, do you like one of my goals is I want to start taking vitamins, but
Uh-huh.
do you take vitamins?
Every day.
Yeah. Like, cause I know like vitamin I should take vitamin K, but like I in like a multivitamin, but like I don't really like I was told fish oil is like I shouldn't take fish oil. Like there's just
Who told you you shouldn't take fish oil?
it's just it was no one like indirectly. It was just I've been listening it to like listening on a lot of like other podcasts that like fish oil is not ideal.
Is it Joe
But
Rogan?
no, it was this well it was I can't remember his name. But he was on uh it was like some like it was like a Joe Rogan podcast, but it wasn't. It was like a like one of his friends. Like I think yeah.
That Theo Vaughn guy?
No, Sam Tripoli.
Okay. I don't know who that
He's a
is.
he's like some comedian. But I forgot why they say it's not good, but I don't know. What do you take though? What do you recommend?
Well, so what I take is, well, not fish oil, but omega-3,
Yeah,
because fish oil is not vegan, but
yeah.
they have basically vegan fish oil. So I take an omega-3 supplement. I take
Oh wait, I think it's like now that I think about it, it's like it like causes cortisol somehow. Like
cortisol.
it like raises your cortisol if you take which
Uh
is stress, which like
that I can't comment on. I don't know about that. I will do research on that,
yeah,
because
yeah,
I've never heard anything but good things for taking omega-3 fatty acids. Um, but I take omega-3s. I take a men's one a day.
yeah.
So that's basically just general everything,
Multivit.
you know, yeah, all of the stuff. Um, I take glucosamine because, you know, I'm getting older and doing heavy lifts. My joints aren't great, but ever since I started taking glucosamine, my knees have been so much better. Um, and I can't remember the exact stuff that I take, but it's because people with plant-based diets tend to have certain vitamin deficiencies. So I know I take a B12. I take a B complex, which is I think it's B6 and some other stuff. I don't remember what all I have. Oh, the door's closed. I was
But
gonna
is
put.
your like vitamin? Is it just like a handful of vitamins, or like is?
There's maybe like six
Oh,
or
that's not bad.
seven. Yeah, like six or seven. Um, and then I take before I go to bed, I take a probiotic to help with my gut health, and then I take
Yeah.
some magnesium before bed.
Did I tell you the story when I was taking like beef organs. I was taking all these supplements like beef organs and like beef testicles and dude like I was getting like dude,
You were on the Liver King diet.
dude I don't dude it was like I was getting so much acne just because it was like coming like I was sweating it all out of my skin and then I was having like not rage but it was crazy bro like
That stuff's bad. I'm sure your cholesterol was awful too.
Yeah, I didn't check that, but it was like I stopped taking vitamins for a long time, but like I want to get back on it just because I am getting older and I'm not saying I feel my body like slowing down, but I just feel like it could have a like a boost, you know, just like an extra
I would I would say at the bare minimum to do some kind of omega-3, whether it's fish oil or vegan.
yeah
Um, do the men's one a day because it's basically everything you need. Um, and and remember, I'm
yeah
no
we're not
doctor, I'm no
none of us are
nutritionist. Like, this is just what I do and my opinions. So I would do the omega-3, the men's one a day, and then especially for you, I would take glucosamine because with your job, you're walking a lot, you're lifting heavy things, you're doing stairs. Like your
yeah
knees and your back are going to hate you at some point if they don't already.
yeah for sure
So,
it's called glucosamine like
glucosamine, yeah. And
okay
like you can go to Costco and you can get a giant jar of it for like like $30. They have the same thing on Amazon for roughly the same price. You can get like 100 or 200 pills for like $30. It's like two a
that's
day.
straight.
Yeah. So what are your goals? One of your goals was to take vitamins daily.
Vitamins, water intake, which is also weird because I've been seeing like people talking about how, and this is stupid, but like, I've been seeing a lot of like people talking about like how the 8 glasses of water is actually like not technically good for you, which is like, I don't know, but I was told like I when I drink a lot of water, I feel amazing.
Yeah.
But now I'm reading that like it's actually too much water is not good for you. Well, too much of anything is not good for you, but like just like the 8 glasses might be too much. Like you're only
Uh,
supposed to drink water when you're thirsty. That's because
no,
it
it's
like
like
it
it's
dilutes your acid in your stomach so it like makes you not digest correctly.
yeah, I
Uh,
mean I'm gonna disagree with you on that one
No,
because
I mean I'm just saying when I'm reading like
well, right, because like okay, so 8 ounce glasses of water is right here.
yeah.
That's like
A
that's
quarter.
that's roughly a half gallon a day. Like
Yeah.
and you're gonna hear varying schools of thought on this. You're gonna hear some people like that are saying things like what you're saying. You're gonna
Yeah.
hear some people that are saying a gallon is you need at least a gallon. Um, and then you're gonna hear people that are gonna say you need no water. And I don't know what the exact answer is.
Yeah.
What I do know is that our bodies are made up of like over 70% water.
Yep.
So the idea that putting more water into you is going to be harmful. Like obviously if you have just an obscene amount of water, you can damage yourself.
Yeah.
But I think drinking a gallon of water a day is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been drinking a gallon of water a day for over a year and I feel amazing. Like I have to pee a lot, but
Yeah.
that's the thing is your body's going to flush out whatever it can't use. And people worry about, well, if I pee a bunch, I'm going to be peeing out a bunch of nutrients. Like that's not how it works. The nutrients are going into your body. Your body is getting rid of anything it doesn't need. Like when you're pooping, you're not pooping out nutrients. You're pooping out what your body doesn't need or
Waste.
doesn't want anymore. It's pooping
Yeah.
out the waste. So if you've ever wondered, like, oh, if I drink more water, my pee is getting clear, it's because your body doesn't have the need for that water anymore. Like water doesn't just come into your body and sit in your bladder and then leave. It gets absorbed into your cells. It gets, some of it gets used through your kidneys to make blood. It gets used for various things, and whatever's excess comes out.
Yeah. No, my thing is like just because you know how I don't know if you how they like pretty much lied about the food pyramid, and so it's kind of like with me, I feel it could be like if they could lie about that, then they could lie about water. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
but I
haven't I haven't heard about people lying about the food pyramid. I've heard information about that it was,
it's upside down. Like it's
yeah, it was upside down. But also, so here's my thought on that. And again, talk to your doctor about these things. Like we obviously we're just, this is opinion based.
we're just having a conversation.
Yeah. With the difference I think between the food pyramid and water intake is the food pyramid can be commercialized. So the whole thing about breakfast being the most important meal of the day,
Yeah,
I learned, and again, saw this on some YouTube video, don't know how true it is, but I've learned that breakfast isn't all that important. The whole breakfast is the most important meal of the day thing came about because of cereal companies who were
yeah,
trying to sell more cereal. So that's when you heard the part of this balanced breakfast and breakfast the most important meal of the day because they were trying to sell more cereal. They made up all this hype about, oh, I'm going to be sluggish and awful if I don't,
yeah,
eat first thing in the morning. But whether you eat at 6 a.m. or you eat at 2 in the afternoon, you're breaking your fast. It
yeah,
is breakfast. You are breaking the fast. And there have been countries and cultures that have been fasting and doing intermittent fasting for years. I mean, not years, but like for centuries, skipping breakfast, not eating until like 2 in the afternoon, eating within a small window. India does it, monks have done it, Tibet does it, like all these other countries, they won't eat first thing in the morning. Some countries don't even eat until like, 10, 12, whatever. It's a very American thing to be like, I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. and have myself a bowl of frosted flakes, a bowl of sugar and cardboard. And that's going to
yeah,
give me what I need to get through the day. Be a
yeah.
man, drink black coffee.
Right.
That's it.
Fasted cardio.
Yeah. Fasted cardio and black coffee. That's all you need. And water.
But yeah, I was and what was the other one? It was water, vitamins, and oh yeah, and the main thing is cutting out sugar. I wish I could cut out sugar completely. I don't know if it's possible. But like with my like it's the same thing with any drug or alcohol. It's just like if once I start eating candy, like I'm eating candy for until I like force myself to stop. And like I can't just have one.
Yeah.
So like and I've gained like 12 pounds of just eating like freaking like Reese's peanut butter cups, the big cups, dude. Just like, but it's like one day leads into like 2 weeks, and then next thing you know, you're buying like lattes, like coffee, like with sugar in them. And it's just, dude, it adds up, and then it's sugar's not good for me.
Okay. So what we're going to do, we can break this down so we can turn these into systems for you. So
Uh,
starting with sugar, instead of just stop eating sugar, what we can do is you can have a protein first meal. So have a meal with a planned heavy protein, whether you're eating steak or you're going plant based and doing like seitan or tofu, you have a meal with a good amount of protein that'll help you feel satiated and less wanting to eat more.
yeah,
But you also have a planned dessert window. So you eat this meal and then you tell yourself that, okay, after my meal, an hour later, or, even 10 minutes later, I'm going to allow myself to have one serving of ice cream, or I'm going to have like, portion it out. Say, I'm going to give myself two Reese's cups or whatever. You put aside the specific thing, you plan what you're going
Yeah.
to eat. You tell yourself, okay, I know I have this bag of Reese's peanut butter cups. I can have two of them. Or if they're the mini ones, I can have five of them versus I'm just going to sit here and eat these.
Dude, it's so hard. Like it's like it's just easier for me not to have it because once I get it, it's like I can't stop until the bag's empty. It's weird.
We'll see. And then there's alternatives too. So if you want something sweet at night, you can tell yourself, I'm going to have fruit or Greek yogurt
Yeah,
or a smoothie.
it's gonna be fruit. It's gonna have to be fruit, just and yogurt.
Just a
And
little
and
something to give you that, sweet tooth or
yeah,
scratch your sweet tooth. So you have the fail safes for when the motivation fails. You have a plan to attack it to make it happen. And you could just tell yourself, if I'm going grocery shopping, I'm not going to buy sugary snacks at all.
yeah.
And I
Yep.
know, I know you got a kid and it's hard, but like you want to set him on the right path too.
No, and his he eats way too much sugar. That's so it's I need to be an example.
And then for you're taking vitamins daily, first thing I would suggest is one, find out what vitamins you need to take.
Yeah.
That's the
But
easiest
should I
part.
do that through blood work or should I just like
Well, I mean, you should get your blood work done anyway.
yeah,
If you have the ability to see a doctor easily, like just tell them, hey, it's been a while. Like I would like to get my blood work done. And then when they get it, say, is there anything that I'm deficient in or vitamins you should recommend that I take? Because even if you ask your doctor, hey, as a guy that's almost 40, what vitamins should I be taking regularly? And they'll be happy to tell you.
yeah,
And then I would recommend buying one of those little pill planners, for the week, because
yeah,
then it makes it so much easier to just pop it open, dump it in your hand, and throw it in your mouth versus, oh, let me open this bottle, get one of these, one of
yeah,
these. And then you have to make it a habit. So what you do is, do you drink coffee in the morning?
yeah,
So your pills live next to your coffee maker. If your coffee is brewing, your pills are coming with it. And most pills you probably shouldn't take on an empty stomach. So whenever you like eat something, like, because I always have coffee with breakfast. So it's like coffee, breakfast, pills
yeah.
every morning.
But see, I don't like to eat until after like noon, so it's like, but
Well, you
uh,
could take them at the same time, and like if you eat at noon, then you just make sure that your pills live wherever you eat.
yeah,
If you eat at, your couch, leave your pills on your coffee table. So that way when you're sitting there and your plate's on the coffee table, your pills are right there and you're like, "Oh yeah, I got to do that." Like I got digestive enzymes cuz like I get some bubble guts, and I get a little gassy from time to time.
yeah.
And we eat at the couch with the coffee table, and my bottle of digestive enzymes are right there, right in front, so that when I sit down with my food, it's like, oh, if I don't want to blast my wife out of bed tonight, I need to eat one of those right now.
But that's for later, not that moment, right?
No, you're supposed to take it right before or right after you finish eating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought
So,
you meant like you're eating and then you're having like stomach issues.
oh no, no, yeah, I get the gas later, but it's
Yeah,
like, so I'm supposed to take the pill right before I eat or right when I finish,
yeah, for sure.
which I forgot to do today because I was in a rush to get to the show. So we'll see. And then water, you just have to do like, I'm gonna drink first, figure out how much you want to drink. I'm gonna drink a gallon a day. I'm gonna drink a half gallon a day. I'm gonna drink a 2 liter a day. And then tell yourself how much you want to have done by noon, and always have a water bottle within arm's reach. Like I know not everybody's stupid enough to carry one of these giant things around, but if
Yeah,
you have if you have like a Stanley cup, this one's 40 ounces, I think. know that this is 40 ounces. So basically, every day, if you're drinking 8 ounce glasses, you would want to drink 1.5 of these every day and just always have some kind of water cup nearby. And that's the easiest way to do that. If you have water within arm's reach, then you just see it and you're like, oh, right, I am thirsty. Boom, drink water.
Yeah. I just the thing with the water, and I know as you get older, it's just having to pee a lot. It's like
Yeah.
if I was sweating like crazy, like I could drink water all day and not have to go to the bathroom. But if I'm like chugging water and I don't sweat at all, then I'm gonna be in the bathroom like every 10 minutes until it's out.
Yep. I do that. It's a
Yeah.
struggle. And then there's one goal that you didn't mention.
With
It's the goal you have every year. Get shredded.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, dude, I've been working, dude, I've had a membership for 20 something years, dude, and I've never gotten to my absolute peak that I've always wanted, but this year's gonna be a different year. I know it is. I
Well,
feel very confident this year.
define it. Define what you want to do, like exactly what that looks like for you, whether it's a body fat percentage, whether it's, being able to wear a specific size jeans, like whatever that looks like for you, make sure you define it and
Yeah.
then set the goals. I'm going to lift X amount of days per week. I'm going to hit this much protein per day. I'm going to track my calories every day. I'm going to get X amount of sleep every day and then do those things.
So,
More cardio will help.
what is it?
More cardio will help a lot.
Yeah. I get too skinny though, dude. Like running, it's weird. Like I think I just need a like I just think I need to just lift heavy, like heavy. Like that's because I always whenever I have like a whenever I start exercising, like I'll change my routine like 3 months or 4 months in, and then like it ends up screwing me over. I just because I'll end up like lifting heavy for like the first 3 months, and then I'll like just completely change it up. It's weird. Like I just but it comes to like what we're saying is just consistency and stick to the plan because
And
I
and sustainability.
yeah,
You got to do what works because if you just focus on lifting heavy, you might get bored, you might hurt yourself, you might
yeah,
like not have the other muscles like your stabilizer muscles or your smaller muscles actually getting a workout. Those are just as important when you're getting shredded.
yeah.
You should do hot yoga.
Dude, I mean I'm down for I mean I just want to be flexible. Like
Dude, same.
it's because I'm tight. Like my legs are tight, my back's tight. Like
Hella tight.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's the same. Like I'm 43 years old and I'm like knowing that my body's not going to get any looser unless I do something about it.
Yeah.
So now we'll go into my goals real quick. My goals are a little more defined than Luke's because this ain't my first rodeo. Like I'm the one that has the problem with resolutions, so I've learned how to dial them in. So my first resolution is three-part. It's to do. I put run. I don't necessarily mean run for the whole thing, but do a 5K, a 10K, and a half marathon
This year?
this year.
Yeah.
5K, easy. I do that literally every morning. If I just start getting like, my endurance back up, I can jog that whole thing, not a problem. 10K, I think it's what is it? It's 6.4 miles, I think. Easy peasy. As long as I start doing it, I can do it. Half marathon, that's I think 13.1. That's where it's going to be a little tricky. I've walked a half marathon before. Like, I mean, not in a marathon, but with my friends.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I want to do those like as an actual signing up, going and doing the thing, getting the t-shirt, all that.
Cool.
So how I'm going to do that, I'm just going to start dialing in my jogging like I used to. So it's going to start with small sustainable goals. I'm going to jog from the start of this block to the end of that block. And then if I still have a little bit of energy, I'm going to keep going until I get to that car. And then if I still have energy, I'm going to keep going until I get to that fire hydrant or the end of that block. And then once I stop, I'm going to walk a block or walk 2 blocks. And then I'm going to keep going and just start building it up until eventually I can go an entire mile without stopping. And then just keep going from there.
13 miles later.
Yep. The goal is to split everything in thirds. So I would like to do the 5K by April. I would like to do the 10K by August and do the half marathon by December. That's the plan.
Yeah. What do you feel
Uh,
about treadmills? Because dude, running on a treadmill is nothing like running in real life. Like it's so easy. Like
I like treadmills for training.
or
Um,
training for the marathon or just
for
public.
everything, just
Yeah.
for training cardiovascular strength, training endurance, training lung capacity. Uh, I think I'm not sure if this is the exact number, but somebody told me you have to have the treadmill at least a 3 incline because the 3 incline basically makes it like you're on flat street
That
because
makes
the belt takes some of the pressure off.
yeah, and
So
it's pushing you forward.
yeah, so if you put it at a 3 incline, that kind of makes it more like going out on the street. It takes the compensation out of it.
Okay.
So, but that's how I got started when I first started losing weight was on the treadmill. So I would get on the treadmill and I would say, okay, I'm going to go, 4 miles an hour for a minute and a half. And then I'm going to jog at 6 miles an hour for 30 seconds. And then eventually it got to be a minute and a half and then a minute. And then it was a minute and a half and a minute and a half. And then I was jogging for 2 minutes and walking for 1 minute. So treadmills are great, especially because you can set the pace, you can
Yeah.
set the time, and you can kind of just zone out. And the nice thing about treadmills too is if you just get completely exhausted or you hurt yourself, you could just stop.
Yeah, you could jump
Un-
off.
but if you're out in the street, you still got to get home.
Yeah, for sure.
My second goal this year is to be able to do a headstand in yoga and hold a headstand in yoga. Uh, I can't do that. I've never been able to do that. And I think it'd be really cool to do. So my goal is I don't have a specific system for that. It's mostly just keep going to yoga. And as I start progressing, I know I'm going to get more flexible. And they do have poses where I know that I can't do them. So I don't even try. So I did one today that I was like 2 weeks ago. I was like, I'm not even going to try it. My arm felt like it was going to snap underneath me, but I still hit that falling star like crazy, boy. And
So what you said headstand or handstand? So like you're on
head
your head? Yeah, that
headstand. So you kind of just have it like this, so you're kind of like on your arms, or you could be like this. So it's like your head and your hands. But yeah,
yeah,
plus like, dude, I need to strengthen my neck.
I can't even imagine that.
Yeah. So that's goal number 2. Goal number 3 is I'm gonna get back down to 200 pounds. I'm damn it, I'm doing it. I was looking, I showed my wife today that you can go back on Instagram through your archive and see stories from like
Yeah,
forever ago. And so I saw the stories of what I looked like when I got back down to 200. And I was like, so mad at myself. I was like, dude, look how good I looked there. I was so lean. Like, even without my shirt on, you could see my stomach was dipping in and I had like the loose fat hanging over. And I was like, dude, I don't even mind that loose fat because my stomach was so small. It was flat. Like, I was looking shredded and it was great. So my plan for that is tracking my calories like regular, really being good about it. Also cutting out unnecessary sweets, as you know, Luke wants to do. Really dialing in my protein, not allowing myself to binge eat, which is a problem with mine. If I have the urge to snack, I'm just going to drink water and or take my happy ass on a walk, because if I'm out walking, I can't be eating. Um, my goal as of right now, so this morning I was 238. I went from 215 in July to like 235 in September. I put on 20 pounds. I even got up to almost 250 like 2 weeks ago. And I was disgusted with myself. Like I've
That's
been,
from binge eating though, right?
dude, it's basically from eating like an asshole for months and
Yeah.
like snacking. And then when I snack, it's like, well, I'm going to eat this entire bag of kettle chips, or I'm just going to eat, go to the store and buy a 3 box of ice cream sandwiches and eat those. Like I wasn't tracking my calories. I was just being awful. Um, tracking my calories, increased cardio. So I'm doing my walk every day with the dog. I've been doing hot yoga twice a week. I'm going to get back to doing my 20-minute bike ride after my workouts. So even though that's only 20 minutes, that's still like an extra 150 calories per workout, really gets the sweat going. And it helped me drop weight like crazy. Um, I'm at 238 right now. My goal is when I go to Japan, a month, what is it, like 6 weeks from today? I think it's 6 weeks from today. Uh, when I go to Japan in 6 weeks, my goal is to be less than 230. So 8 pounds in 6 weeks, totally doable. And then by my birthday in August, I'm hoping to be around 210, which I need to put another milestone goal in there somewhere. Like I need to put a 220 goal. Um, but yeah, so maybe like 220 by May and 210 by August.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
possible.
So that's that. Uh, and then the really big goal, the what, as if that wasn't big enough. I have a 3-part like triathlon type goal. I want to do a 50-mile bike ride, a 20-mile walk, and a 1-mile swim.
At once?
No, fuck no.
Okay.
No, I just want to be able to complete the three of them together.
Right.
My wife and a couple of my friends and we did a 15-mile walk just like out of nowhere. Um, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't hard. We walked from Hillcrest to the beach or we walked from North Park to the beach in Ocean Beach and then back. And that wound up being like 15 miles, I think. Uh, I was getting leg cramps by the end of the day and we all passed out and took naps for like 5 hours. But I think I can hit the 20-mile walk easily. My wife and I haven't done it in a while, but we were doing like 22-mile bike rides with like no training. So I think a little bit of work there, I can hit a 50-mile, and the swimming, that's going to be the really hard one. But
Yeah, for me.
especially because I got to find a place to swim. I'm not going to swim in the ocean here because it's got a bunch of caca in it. Um, let's see, where are we at? So mine, they're not random goals. They all support the same identity, endurance, discipline, longevity. Um, and then, oh yeah, I forgot the thing. Yeah, my goal is 3 runs per week, slow pace allowed. Um, if I don't feel like running, I'll try and run for 10 minutes. If the weather sucks, then I'll go to the gym and try the treadmill. The weight goal, like I said, daily movement, prioritizing protein, calorie awareness. Yoga headstand is a skill based goal. So I just need to keep practicing. Um, I could do 5 minutes of inversion after workouts. Like, so just start slow by like trying to do like the cloud pose where it's like I'm resting on my back and shoulders and have my legs up in the air, do all that stuff. And then the bike, walk, and swim, I just frame as events, like things that I'm going to hit or try and do, not weekly expectations, and then just train for it. Because they're not punishments, they're proof that I can do this shit. So we've run a little long in the tooth, so we'll make this next part pretty quick. So, how listeners can actually apply this, just simple listener framework. Pick one identity you want to build, choose one approach goal, create one what if then plan. So, like, if the weather sucks, then I will do a treadmill. If I can't find vegan food, then I will make sure I have protein bars with me, things like that. And track weekly, because daily perfection is not the jam. So if you're picking one identity, tell yourself, okay, I want to be somebody who moves regularly, who does exercise regularly. So pick one approach to that goal. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure to walk 3 miles a day, 5 days a week. And then one if/then plan. If the weather sucks, then I'm going to go and walk on the treadmill at the gym. If I don't feel like it, I'll do it for 10 minutes. So, if I miss Monday, I'm definitely going to do Tuesday. If stress hits, then I just downgrade the goal, like not completely quit.
Yeah, and visualize it. See the end result for sure. Like you gotta if you're if you're planning all this, you gotta see it in your head of what it's gonna look like
Yeah. And if you're being really specific about it, it'll help you see it.
for sure.
So, new year, same you, but with better systems. Because realistically, you don't need a new personality. You can have hope without the hype, and you just need fewer decisions and better defaults, because January doesn't make you different. Repetition does.
Yeah.
So, if you've made it this far in the episode, thank you so much. And you could do us all a little favor. You could send us a DM or an email to let us know your one goal and your one if/then plan. So you can send that to @Strong and Sober Podcast on Instagram, or you can send it to Strong and Sober Podcast @gmail, along with any other questions, comments, suggestions, success stories, or if you want to be a guest on this show. We're trying to get some more guests, but if you have a great story, if you've battled an addiction, lost a ton of weight, or just done something you never thought you could, come talk to us about it. That'd be super awesome. And you can follow Luke on Instagram @Luke Weaver, LVKE, or @sober.4L. You can follow me @Matty Ding Dong, MATTY Ding Dong. If you can't spell ding dong, you might be a ding dong. And one final thought: new year, new me doesn't work. New systems do. So make your new system and build a better version of yourself, because no one else is going to do it for you. So,
No, you're in it on your own. You got this.
yeah. So, anything else you want to add, Luke?
I mean, it's pretty we pretty much we did it, but no, it's just you like you with the resolutions, you just gotta work hard on it, and you gotta focus and be consistent. Everything that we said.
Yeah. And tune into the new episode of Stranger Things tonight, because it's happening. So, yeah, for Lucas Weaver, I'm Matty Ding Dong. This has been the Strong and Sober Podcast, episode 27. Drink some water, get some exercise, get some sleep, and we'll see you next week.
Later.